On February 12, 2025, a class action lawsuit sent shockwaves through the heart of the American government. Filed in Washington, D.C., the lawsuit levels serious accusations against some of the most powerful figures in the country. The defendants include Elon Musk, the U.S. Office of Personnel Management, the Department of the Treasury, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent himself. At the center of this legal storm is Musk's brainchild, the Department of Government Efficiency, better known as Doge. The lawsuit alleges that Doge, under Musk's leadership, gained unauthorized access to a treasure trove of sensitive information belonging to millions of Americans. This alleged breach of privacy is nothing short of staggering. It strikes at the core of the trust citizens place in their government to safeguard their most personal and confidential data. The lawsuit paints a picture of a rogue agency operating with unchecked power, potentially compromising the financial security and personal lives of countless individuals. According to the lawsuit, Secretary Bessent, within days of assuming his position, granted Doge unfettered access to the Treasury's federal payment system. This move, executed with alarming haste and shrouded in secrecy, has raised serious concerns about potential abuse and misuse of power. The lawsuit contends that this access was granted without any public announcement or legal justification, further deepening the sense of unease surrounding Doge's activities. Adding fuel to the fire, the lawsuit also implicates the OPM in this alleged data breach. It claims that the OPM, responsible for managing the federal workforce, provided sensitive data on government employees to a former Musk associate. This individual, the lawsuit alleges, lacked the necessary security clearance to handle such confidential information. This revelation raises serious questions about the judgment and oversight of those entrusted with protecting sensitive government data. The lawsuit paints a chilling picture of the sheer volume and sensitivity of the data allegedly accessed by Doge. Described as massive and unprecedented, the scope of the intrusion is truly staggering. The lawsuit argues that millions of Americans, whose data is stored in government records, have been impacted by this breach. These individuals, the lawsuit asserts, had no way to opt out or prevent their information from being compromised. The types of data allegedly accessed by Doge read like a hacker's wish list. This includes highly sensitive information collected by the Bureau of the Fiscal Service, a branch of the Treasury Department responsible for managing the nation's finances. We're talking about the crown jewels of personal data: loan details, tax records, veteran salaries, and even social security numbers. The potential for identity theft and financial ruin is immense, but it doesn't stop there. The lawsuit also alleges that Doge gained access to even more personal information, including birth dates, home addresses, and perhaps most alarmingly, bank account numbers. With this kind of information at their fingertips, the potential for abuse by bad actors within Doge, or those who might gain unauthorized access to their systems, is enormous. The lawsuit emphasizes that Doge's access to this data wasn't a one-time event, but rather full, continuous, and ongoing. This suggests that the alleged breach wasn't a momentary lapse in security, but a systemic failure to protect sensitive information. This continuous access raises alarming questions about the potential for long-term surveillance and misuse of personal data. One of the most troubling aspects of this entire affair is the alleged lack of transparency surrounding Doge's activities. The lawsuit criticizes the defendants for operating under a cloak of secrecy, keeping the public in the dark about the extent of Doge's access to sensitive data. To this day, there has been no official explanation about what specific data was shared, how it was used, or what security measures, if any, were in place to protect it. This lack of transparency has fueled speculation and distrust. The public is left to wonder why Doge needed access to such a vast amount of personal information, and what they were doing with it. The lawsuit alleges that this secrecy violates several federal laws designed to protect the privacy and security of citizens' data. Among the most serious allegations is the violation of the Privacy Act of 1974. This landmark legislation places strict limits on the federal government's collection, use, and disclosure of personal information. The lawsuit argues that by accessing and potentially misusing this data without proper authorization or oversight, Doge has trampled on the privacy rights of millions of Americans. The lawsuit also alleges violations of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, a law that prohibits unauthorized access to computer systems and data. Given the sensitive nature of the information allegedly accessed by Doge, These accusations carry significant weight. They suggest that Doge may have engaged in criminal activity by exceeding its authority and accessing data it had no right to obtain. The class action lawsuit brought on behalf of millions of potentially affected Americans seeks to hold those responsible accountable for this alleged breach of trust. The lawsuit's objectives are twofold: to secure justice for those whose privacy has been violated and to deter future abuses of power. One of the key demands of the lawsuit is monetary damages for the proposed class members. This includes compensation for the potential harm caused by the data breach, such as identity theft, financial loss, and emotional distress. The lawsuit also seeks reimbursement for the costs associated with credit monitoring and identity theft protection services, which many affected individuals may need to purchase to safeguard their finances. Beyond financial compensation, the lawsuit aims to shed light on Doge's activities and force the government to be more transparent about its handling of sensitive data. The plaintiffs are demanding a full accounting of what data was accessed, how it was used, and what steps are being taken to prevent future breaches. This lawsuit has far-reaching implications for U.S. taxpayers. Not only could they be footing the bill for any damages awarded, but this case also raises serious questions about government overreach and the erosion of privacy in the digital age. The outcome of this case will likely set a precedent for how the government handles personal data in the years to come. It serves as a stark reminder that even in the digital age, the right to privacy remains paramount.